order, I think Horizon Zero Dawn is definitely in the top 3. Nier Automata is definitely in the top 3, and What Remains of Edith Finch. However, there are other games that have come out this year that are excellent as well, and it's hard to just try and narrow that down. I mean, Yakuza 0 is great.
Breath of the Wild is probably the one, I think, at the moment. I just, that game, there's something about that game that I just keep going back to and having a little go on it now and again. It's just probably the best open world I've ever experienced, because I never felt pressured into anything. I was only talking the other day to someone and saying that, you know, the thing about that is if you want to, when you start the game, you can go straight to the boss and complete the game. It's difficult, but you could do it. Or you could spend, you know, and I spent like 20 hours reviewing it before going, do you know what, I suppose I better do another one of the main chambers sort of thing, and I went and did them all, and then I stopped again and went off and did some more exploring, and then by the time 30 hours had passed and I was getting towards my own personally imposed deadline, I thought, I better finish this game just to make sure, I mean, it didn't even matter, but just to make sure the story doesn't, you know, destroy itself at the end. And I just think that game is I like Zelda games, and my favourites have always been the 2D ones, but there's something magical about Breath of the Wild that I think is probably the best Zelda game, and I would find hard pushed to say a better game this year. So far, there are more coming.
Think if I'd had a Switch, Zelda would easily be up there. Saying that as well, you've got ARMS, which has just come out, which is a lot of fun for a lot of people. Mario Odyssey at Christmas time. Yeah, it's a great year, but the reason I prefer Horizon, the visuals were stunning, the gameplay was excellent. There was a lot of different ways to take down enemies. I like that. I like you have to think on your feet, and everyone's different. There's different weaknesses, strengths to them. I think the world is just true open world. You can go from walk from one end of the map to the other end of the map without any stops or anything like that. Anything not allowing you to do that. There's no load screens. It's just immaculate visually. I think Aloy is a great character. She was strong. She has a great story. I think her story with her father at the start was something really special, and the fact he lets her go. I won't say any more just in case he's not played it, but Horizon Zero Dawn is certainly worth you playing it. Nier Automata, wow. Everything from the music, the art style, the story, the weirdness, the quirkiness, the fact that there's androids. The theme park, if you've played it, is my favourite bit. It's the theme park when you walk in and all the androids are kind of celebrating a birthday or celebrating something. Well, they're androids. What's going on? They're supposed to be void of any kind of emotion or feeling. So why would they be celebrating anything? Why would they feel the need to be happy? Who knows? But yeah, definitely that. I think that was designed sensationally.
Nier Automata is incredible. Again, it's the game I most want to go back to. I continuously find myself thinking, if I just had a bit more time, I could go back and do another playthrough. Like, it's just so clever. You know, you finish that game for the first time and you're impressed with it, and there's been some amazing boss battles, and it's a cool game. But it's only when you hit that second playthrough you realise the genius behind it. Like, it's just a phenomenal game. There's just so much going on with it. I don't even think the combat is Platinum's best, but it's just, there's something about everything going on, everything kind of meshing. It's just so special, so unique, and I'm really pleased that game sold well.
What Remains of Edith Finch, I think, is one of the greatest stories ever told in video games. I think right from the intro, where you're introduced to all these bedrooms of the people that had died in the house that are all related to Edith. The big plot twist at the end was excellent. The way it deals with death, and it teaches us to celebrate it rather than, dwell in the sorrow of it all. It's very, very well done, and I got a chance to interview the game director, Ian Dallas from Giant Sparrow, and he had some really good stories to tell, so I suggest you search that out. But there's a lot of thought and a lot of care gone into that, and it was, it really hit me hard, and that's definitely one.
Resident Evil 7, Injustice 2, terrific game. Neo, brilliant game. Persona 5, but that would have to go on a list of, like, you know, best games I wish I had time to finish. Like, I love Persona, but I just can't find that amount of time. I desperately want to, but
they're all flooding back to me now. Injustice 2, that was a great game. Tekken as well. You know, fighting games this year have been really good. And we'll see how Marvel Capcom comes out. But yeah, great year so far. Looking forward to see how it ends.
it's weird for me because two of my very favourite games this year aren't technically out. They're in early access, and that would be PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, or PUBG as all the cool kids are calling it, and Dead Cells. Like Dead Cells, I really hope Dead Cells hits like 1.0, you know, it's released this year. And also, like, that needs to come to consoles and Switch, because Dead Cells on Switch is me finished. Like, that is perfect for Switch. It's not graphically intensive, and it's just, I mean, that game is just such an amazing game. And I just, every now and then I'm going to pop back to it, and they've updated it. Like, I actually played it yesterday, and they've updated it, and it's just, I wonder when they'll go, we're done. This is the release, you know, version. We'll go from here. We'll start developing for other platforms or whatever. And the same with PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which I think will be a Game of the Year contender because it's going to be officially released this year. I think on both PC and probably Xbox One, if that's not in the preview program alone.